Hello guys, it's Kevlar's here, and today's video is about the player-owned ports on Runescape. I'm just going to be showing you basically what to do and how to get there at first. So what you want to do is you want to go into your spellbook, if you've already got it unlocked, and go to Ports of Rim, which will teleport you to this and how to get to the player-owned port itself. So I'm just going to show you the way. So you go up here, and the portal is here, as you can see. It's quite nice graphics, to be honest, in this place. It's really well done up. Right, so when you first get into your player-owned port, this is how it's going to be. You'll have a cutscene, which I've already done, and the storyline to the player-owned port itself, and you'll get 2 ships. Now what with the ships you've got to do is you've got to send your ships on missions to collect resources for yourself, which is displayed up the top left here. And then you got all your visitors and that. But firstly, I'm going to show you what happens after you've sent your ships, because they take about roughly an hour to return. So you'll have your results, such as that, and see mission successful. So you get your resources there, and then new trait, which means that the captains get new stuff. Well, anyway, as you can see here, after you've got your ship, you can go into your voyage list. And you can see that these are all the different voyages that you can send your ships on. So a quick example here is this one. What you have here is you've got your standard voyages and your special voyages. These are the storyline to your player-owned port. Okay, so what you do here is there's 3 options. So you can add effect. You gain these effects by doing the random events that happen within the port itself. Other than that, what you have is you've got stats on each of your ships. And this is affected by the parts that are on your ship, and also the crew members that you send with the ship itself. So say if I need more morale, I'll check. So I've got, at this point here, you've got all your different parts of the ship, and which you unlock as you progress more through the player-owned port system and the actual game itself. What the rudder does is it basically increases how fast it takes for your ships to return back from doing a voyage. You've got your 2 deck items, so if I was to buy this when I had enough money, it would also unlock on the other one as well, so you wouldn't have to go through and buy the same item twice. Whereas on the hulls, each one will have different stats, and what stats is required for the voyage is for what parts you want to be choosing for your voyage that you're going to be sending the ship on. So what you have here is you've got your crew members, and the crew members play a massive part in if your voyage is going to be successful, which means that you're going to get your resources back. So what you have is you've got to have a captain, which you can buy, and then you have your crew members, and each individual crew member has certain stats, which you can see on the left in this box here. So you can see this one's got 280 combat and 500 seafaring. The thing is that the stats aren't always the same. The more voyages you do, the more that your crew members actually level up and increase the stats. But as you quickly progress through the start, you'll then dismember or dismiss some of the crew members to buy in new members. So for this voyage, I'm not going to need this guy because he's got seafaring. So what I'm going to want to have is this guy, because he's got morale and combat as well, which means that my success rate is 100%, which means that this is guaranteed to not fail. Say if I was to take out this, and all the other crew members that I've got, what it would do is the success chance is completely random if you're going to succeed or not. So half the times you don't really want to send your voyage off if your success chance is below 65%. But if you feel lucky, then you could, if you were lucky, you could send your voyage off if it had 5% success chance and be successful. But the odds of that happening are very slim, seeing as I've even had the ship fail when it's been on 75% chance success rate. So it really is down to luck at the end of the day. Next, before you start your voyage off, so hang on, I'll start this voyage off and that'll get sent. Then you get this box that'll show you how long it's going to take, and this is the approximate time it's going to take for the voyage to get back, and this is in real time, like in real life. So you're going to have to wait 1 hour and 8 minutes before that ship will come back, and it'll tell you if it's been successful or not. But other than that, I'll show you a quick example of what you need to do. So you need to have all the stats for that. This just is combat and morale, so that really doesn't make much of a difference. The rudders is the speed, but mainly I need to get the seafaring up. But if there's a voyage that you think that your ship's not going to be able to do, there's other voyages that you can do as well, and also you can change your voyage by clicking on this button. I don't really want to do that because I want to actually do these voyages myself. But if you want to see me edit the ship, so this needs combat. So I'm going to change this from a seafaring stats to combat stats, because on the actual ship itself I've got way too much seafaring. Look, I've got 2,700. You don't need to cap over what you've actually got. So I can actually put them on there. Get this to combat, which it already is, and then for the crew, I'm probably going to want to put him there to get 83% chance. So it really is a tactical game as well. So you've got to choose who you send on voyages. You've got to do all this. And then after you've got all your ship stats sorted out, then you can send your voyage off. So see, now this is probably one of the best setup, and then I can change him to get to there. The thing is though, what you need to make sure of, if you've got your combat at 90 and your seafaring really low, it takes it off your lowest one. So you've got to have them balanced. So let's see if I can find someone else. So I want to have him because he's much better, which increases the success chance rate. And if you think that I've missed someone out who was better during this video, please don't troll me or whatever, because this is just a quick brief of showing you what to do. So I'll start this voyage and send that off, and I'll have to wait 1 hour and 7 minutes. Other things to do around the player-owned port is random events, such as there's this girl here who will ask you questions. She spawns up here, asks you certain questions about what she wants to do, and all other things like that, and you tell her, and then she'll come back after about 3 days, and what I've received off it was a large Slayer XP lamp, which was very good, and I've got like 53k Slayer XP from that. Also, every 24 hours, if you come up to the top left, which is shown in the tutorial, this black market guy, he sells resources to you for GP, for the in-game gold, but it's only every 24 hours that he'll sell it to you. You've also got other random events such as the barmaid and the helping the thief. Why you really want to be doing the player-owned port is basically just because it unlocks so many new things for you, and then I'll show you. So say you've got your archaeology map, this is your progress because you actually do level through the player-owned port itself, and I'll show you that now. What you have here is you've got your port management, so you've got your scrimshaws, and if you select your team, but I don't want that actually at the minute, I want to be looking for the Tetsu armor. These armors are pretty much the best armors in the game at the minute. It just requires a lot of waiting and time. The scrimshaws give you loads of abilities such as log splitting, chance to split logs as you chop it, converting the log into additional woodcutting experience. So it means that you level your woodcutting faster. You've got all sorts of things such as you turn ores into an additional mining experience, which would be insane at Living Rock Caverns. You've got other sorts of things which help combat, such as increasing your critical hit rate or your critical hit chance, with melee attacks, which is pretty good to be honest, and the bleed that you get off every range seems pretty good. Probably as well, this is probably one of the best foods, well I think it is, it's actually the best food in the game. Rocktail soup heals 2,100 life points up to an additional 110% of maximum life, but you've got to send your ships on the voyages to then retrieve these scrolls, which takes a long time since I haven't seen any scrolls yet. These are how you progress through the player-owned port itself. But other than that, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this player-owned port little guide and how to manage it. Also, wait there before I go. You've got upgrades for your buildings, which means that you can actually upgrade part of your player on port, so that if you've got the resources for this, you can get extra ships and stuff like that. So the more you progress, that when you go to different areas, you unlock new resources to then upgrade your port itself, which means that it gradually gets better and better and better the more you play the player on port system. So say now I actually do want to use this, so I'll buy that, which means that I'm going to get more rewards off every voyage that I do now. But you've also got all these, increase the chance of receiving XP missions, so you actually get XP. But yeah, there's all sorts of things that you can unlock, such as increase the chance of getting your scrolls and stuff like that. And then once you've got all the scrolls, you can create the best armors in the game and be like amazing in PvP and PvE itself. Another thing that I want to show you about is the crew members, which I forgot to tell you, is here. So when you're here in this bit, you can choose, you've got to choose who to purchase for your voyages. This is your crew members. And you've got your captains as well. Your captains also have different stats, and every captain levels up as you send them on voyages. But as you can see here, this is a pretty cool and good captain, but my captains are pretty much better than them at the minute anyway, so I'm not really going to be bothering with getting this person. But other than that, the more you progress through it and the further you get into the player on port system, the better the stats are on the players and the crew members that you can buy. But an additional thing is the higher level your fishing, slayer, hairblower and thieving, I'm not too sure if I've said that already, then you're going to be able to unlock more things within the player on port system, which you can look up yourselves if you need to. But other than that, this is finally the end of the video. Thank you for watching. I hope this has helped, and hope you enjoy your sailing, me mateys. Thank you for watching.